Buddy, have you ever looked at your windshield and wondered why those tiny black dots are there? Many people think they are just decoration or some random design. Here is the truth. Those dots are part of a heat control pattern created by manufacturers. They help the glass heat evenly by balancing temperature across the surface. The solution is simple. Never peel or scratch around that dotted area because it protects the adhesive holding your windshield. A practical tip is to avoid placing dashboard items directly below that zone. Now, let's move to the next segment, where I tell you what happens if those dots were removed. Brother, here is the real problem. When glass heats unevenly, it expands at different rates, and that can stress the windshield. Scientific tests show that temperature imbalance can cause micro cracks over time. The good news is the dot pattern prevents that. So the solution is letting your windshield warm naturally and avoiding blasting high heat instantly. A simple tip is start with low defrost first. Wait until you hear what purpose the fading dot gradient actually serves. It is smarter than most people think. Buddy, these windshield dots also hide the adhesive that bonds the glass to the frame. It keeps the installation clean and blocks ultraviolet light. UV exposure weakens that glue. The dots reduce that damage. A real-life tip is park in the shade when you can to help keep the adhesive strong. You are doing great learning this. Keep going. Every step you take makes you a more confident driver. Next, let me show you how these dots help your car interior stay cooler. Brother, you know how hot a car interior can get on sunny days. Those dots actually create a thermal barrier that reduces heat transfer into the cabin. It is a tiny effect, but it still helps. The solution is using sunshades to work together with the dot pattern. A good tip is angle the sunshade against the dotted area for stronger heat blocking. Wait for the next segment, because I will explain why the dot spacing looks uneven and what that actually means. Buddy, the dot pattern is not random. It is a halftone pattern. It changes gradually to help your eyes transition from opaque to transparent surfaces. Without that fading pattern, the border of the windshield would look harsh and distracting. The solution is trusting this design because it reduces eye strain. A practical tip is always clean this dot zone gently. Next segment, we talk about what the dots mean for modern cars with sensors. Brother, modern cars use cameras and sensors near the windshield. Those dots help block stray light so the sensors read road conditions correctly. Research shows that glare reduction increases camera accuracy. The solution is avoid placing stickers over this dotted region. A simple tip is clean around the sensor area weekly. You are doing awesome. Let's move to the next segment where we break down what happens if you tint over the dots. Buddy, tinting over the dots can create air gaps because the surface is not perfectly smooth. That leads to bubbles or silvering. The solution is using ceramic or high-quality film made for dot surfaces. A tip is ask your installer to apply extra heat so the film molds better. By the way, you are learning faster than most new drivers. Next, let me share how the dots protect the windshield from sudden temperature shock. Brother, sudden heat can crack glass. When you blast hot air during winter, the edges heat up faster than the center. The dots help slow down that process. This reduces the chance of stress fractures. The solution is start defrost on low. A tip is open your windows slightly to release trapped cold air. Next, I'll explain why the dots are darker near the edges. Buddy, the darker edge dots help disguise imperfections where the glass was molded during production. It makes the windshield look uniform and clean. The solution is avoid scraping aggressively around that border. The tip is use plastic tools for cleaning. Keep your motivation strong. You are becoming smarter about your car every minute. Next segment, I'll tell you why the adhesive bond behind the dots is so important for your safety. Brother, the glass adhesive is what keeps your windshield from popping out during an accident. Those dots protect that bond from sunlight and heat. If the glue weakens, the windshield can detach during a crash. The solution is never let rust form around the frame. A tip is check the rubber edge seal once a month. Up next, what these dots mean for airbags. Buddy, your passenger airbag actually uses the windshield as support when inflating. If the adhesive fails, the airbag shoots upward instead of toward the passenger. That is why the dot area matters more than most drivers realize. The solution is repair chips early. The tip is never ignore a small crack near the dotted zone. You're doing great. Let's move to how these dots help during rainy weather. Brother, the dot pattern helps break up water droplets so the wipers work smoother near the edges. It reduces streaking and helps with visibility. The solution is replace wiper blades every year. Tip, wipe the dotted area during each wash. You are improving your driving knowledge, buddy. Next, we talk about why the dots help reduce glare at night. Buddy, headlights from other cars can reflect differently on curved glass. The dot pattern smooths that reflection, so you see more clearly. The solution is keep your inner windshield clean to reduce extra glare. A tip is use microfiber towels only. You got this. Let's move to the next part, where we uncover why manufacturers standardize dot patterns globally. Brother, global standards require windshields to meet light control and structural requirements. The dot pattern helps meet those rules. The solution is use original glass when replacing windshields. Tip, ask for OEM quality. Next, I explain how dots help during windshield installation. Buddy, installers use the dotted area as a visual guide to apply adhesive evenly. That improves installation accuracy. The solution is visit certified installers only. The tip is check for uniform glue before it dries. Keep going. You're learning like a pro. Next, what the dots mean for sun load integrity. Brother, the dots absorb heat at the edges to prevent thermal deformation. Without them, the glass could warp slightly over years. The solution is avoid parking under intense sun for long periods. Tip, crack your windows open. Next segment shows how dots help keep the windshield stable. Buddy, the dots help reduce vibration by balancing temperature across the glass. A stable windshield means better structural support. The solution is service your engine mounts if vibration increases. Tip, check the rubber seals. You're doing great. Let's continue to how dots help visibility in extreme weather. Brother, in snow and heavy rain, the dot gradient helps wipers transition smoothly. This reduces blade bounce and noise. The solution is use winter wipers if you live in cold areas. Tip, preheat your windshield gently. Next segment explains why some cars have bigger dot clusters. Buddy, larger clusters usually protect heat-sensitive electronics hidden behind the mirror area. They reduce sunlight exposure to sensors and wiring. The solution is avoid sticking cameras in that zone. Tip, clean carefully around electronics. Now we head to the final segment. Brother, those dots on your windshield are not decoration. They protect the adhesive, reduce heat stress, improve visibility, and support safety systems. They are one of the smartest and simplest features your car has. Like, share, comment your experience, and let me know what you want to learn next about cars. Disclaimer: consult with a medical professional if you have special conditions.